Hey everyone, I'm Johnny with Expert Boxing, and today I'm going to talk to you about an advanced slipping technique, which is called head movement. Before I go on, I just want to clarify the difference between head movement and slipping. So head movement is to make your opponent miss. Slipping is to avoid your opponent's punch. So it sounds like the same thing, but actually it's two different things, and I'm going to go over both of them. So first, slipping. So generally when you're slipping, you're moving your head to avoid the punch, okay? So the punch comes straight down the middle, you move your head to avoid the punch. The problem is that if you move your head, you have to move it off center because the punch is coming right at you. So if I move my head off the center, right, my head starts to go over to one side, my body becomes, off balance. If I'm off balance, I have less speed, less power, less mobility. So it's hard to box this way when you're being forced off the center, when you have to give up your ground. So that's the problem with slipping. The problem with slipping is that I have to take my head off the center. Of course I can just block, but we don't want to block, we want to slip. So here's the big question, here's the question. How do you slip a punch without taking your head off center? So that's where head movement comes in, and it's a trick. It's actually a trick because I just told you that you can't move your head off the center, because if you do, you'll lose your balance and all that. So the trick to head movement is to make your head look like it's moving without actually moving your head. Okay, so it already sounds crazy. I'll show you how I do my head movement. Alright, so here I am, typically when I'm in the middle of a fight. This right here is my head movement. Okay, now you're going to notice, am I moving my head? Yeah, I'm moving my head, but not really. Okay? I'm not really moving my head. I'm just making it look like it's moving, but it's really not moving. So if you look, you're gonna notice that I'm moving my hands a lot. Alright? So I'm doing this with my hands, right? It makes me look like a very mobile target. If I take my hands away, I put them behind my back and do the same thing. You can see that I'm not really going anywhere. It's just a trick. That's it. This hand thing is just to make my head look like it's really moving. I do the same thing with my lower body. I use my hips and my legs to give the illusion that I'm moving. Okay? So I'm doing this movement here. Now I'm going to stop. I'm going to freeze my upper body in this position, and I'm going to show you how big of a role the legs play in creating this illusion. So if I take my legs and I go like this, and I face the knees forward, it looks like I'm crouching, right? If I do this, I'm probably going to bait a big punch coming up the middle. But if I stay in the same position and watch what I do with my legs, now it looks I'm farther away. It looks like I'm leaning away from the punch. If I do this, I'm probably going to bait a long right hand. Okay? That's all I'm really doing. And then if I add a little bit of hand movement, a little bit of upper body movement, and I can even bounce around, it looks like I'm really moving, but actually, I'm keeping my head straight down the center. Okay? Again, all part of the illusion. So, what am I doing? What is the trick? The trick is to make my head look like it's moving. I can make my head look like it's, up and down. Okay? So, this would make it look like it's lower. This makes it look like I'm standing more straight up. This looks like I'm crouching. Okay? I can make it look like it's near and far. So, if I do this, I look far. And if I do this, it looks close. Alright? So from here, if I look real far, he throws a long right hand, I cut across center, boom, counter punch. Or I'm here, right? It looks like I'm coming in, he throws a left hook, I pull out, boom, right hand counter. So, the goal is to get my opponent to miss. And when I say miss, I want him to throw off the center. So I'm here, okay, I'm at the center, I'm shifting my head around to make it look like I'm anywhere but the center, but really I'm in the center. And as soon as he throws to one side, slipping is easy, I just go like this. Okay, I just slip, that's it. If he throws this way, I cut across the center, slipping is easy. He throws this way, I cut across the center, and counter. So ultimately, if you use head movement properly, you're going to be able to slip easier, you're going to be able to counter easier, you're going to be able to box easier. You're saving your energy, by the way, because you're not doing this, this isn't very good head movement. It uses a lot of energy. You know why? I'll tell you why, because I move my head. If I move my head here, the head comes off the line of balance. Now I have to really move my body to pull it back and forth. Okay? But if I just stay here and I leave my spine alone, I leave my center alone, and just shake my limbs around, okay, it's going to look like I'm moving, but actually I stay very centered, and I don't use much energy to create the illusion of movement. I can just do this. I don't have to actually bounce back and forth like some guys do. So once again, head movement is simply a trick. It's using your limbs your way. You don't have to copy my style. You'll figure out your own. Move your body in a way that makes it look like your head is moving, and you want your opponent to throw off the center. That way you get to stay in the center. You get to move faster. You counter punch harder. You keep your balance. You save energy. Everything's better. Your defense is better. So that's how you use head movement, and thanks for watching.